and found a post from one Lauren Gray. Oh, I read this one, yeah. So yeah, I was digging through some comics at a flea market. Can you stand it? At a flea market, and saw a corner of this sticking out of a stack of magazines next to it. Asked the lady whose booth it was, "You know what this is, right?" She said, "Yeah, but it's yellowed." Can you stand it? And sold it to me for a ridiculously low amount. She obviously did not know it was original art from Cerebus number 2, his second appearance, and it's a beautiful page at that, not just some filler panels. Mind still blown. Matt says it was page 20, and I hate Lauren. It's, at least he was nice enough not to tell us what the ridiculously low price was.
Well, Oliver shared it to the Cerebus Facebook group, and I commented, "Congratulations," and a GIF of Andrew Garfield saying, "I literally hate you right now." It's one of those, you hear these stories and you're like, "Oh, that's made up. That didn't happen." No, sometimes you go to the flea market and you find the Holy Grail and you manage to walk it back to your car. And I'm sure Lawrence probably spent the next 2 days just staring at the page going, "I didn't really buy this for cheap." This is one of those Cerebus Archive portfolio pages that's a reprint. It's not the original page from 1978. And yeah, it is. You got one of them once in a lifetime deals. Insure the hell out of it because you're going to get hit by lightning.
Yeah. It's but I have to admire again his restraint. First of all, for not saying what the ridiculously low price was, and then not adding to it.
Well, speaking of original Dave Sim art, I don't know if it's in the latest Heritage catalog, but right now they're auctioning off the entire 7-page on the back of a Pro story.
Really?
I put a bid in, and my lowball amount got blown out of the water. I forget where. I think it's up to like $200 or $300 right now. There's another auction that's got 5 or 6 pages of Beavers art from the 2 issues of Quack that had the Beavers. It's not sequential. It's like 4 and 5 from one story and 1, 3, and 6 from the other.
Right.
Coming up for auction, if it hasn't already started, is the original cover art to Oktoberfest number 1.
Holy smokes! Okay, wherever Eric Krummer's artwork went to, it's now coming home to roost.
I believe all three of these are from the Darren Shan collection, so Darren must have got a hold of them at some point.
Right.
I saw.
Yeah, the on the back of a Pro is just on sketchbook paper. I couldn't even afford art paper at that time. It was just it says art sketchpad, so I will do art in my sketchpad, and it's just for a fanzine, and I'm not getting paid for this, so I'm definitely not shelling out for illustration board or anything like that.
There's this part of me that if I thought I could win it, I would go for the Oktoberfest number 1 cover, and then get a good scan of it and pay Gerhard to put a background on it.
What does the actual North Pole look like, and can Gerhard put it in behind Uncle Hans?
Well, it's one of those, Gare, what kind of background can I get for, the pennies that I have? And I know at a certain point it's going to be, well, I'll make it blue. $10 will get you $10 worth.
Right. Oh, man. Okay. How about that? The Oktoberfest number 1 cover still exists. On the back of a Pro still exists. This is what myself. That's just it existed at one point, but I didn't get famous enough and famous fast enough for that to be preserved. And you'd be surprised. What artwork that wouldn't be an odds-on favorite to get saved actually gets saved.
Well, and the part that I like is they're going through Heritage, so if Kevin gets there and scans them, you'll have copies of it.
Right.
And that's one of those where you think, well, it's great. There's an original page from issue 27 that's coming through. That'll be good. We can put that in the next version of the printing with the remastering. And that's like, and on the back of a Pro is there, and maybe we'll just not send Dave those files because he might not want to look at them.
Oh no! I can look at just about anything at this point. That's how I learned. So everything has that value to it. There was definitely a bunch of years there where I didn't want to see this stuff. It's probably the most painful to this day is How's Your Beaver. I still don't like flipping through that one if I can possibly help it. Had a stray thought, just speaking about Oktoberfest comics with the Turtles 8 Kickstarter coming up. How many more sleeps have we got till the Turtles 8 Kickstarter?
55 or 54.
Right. Good.
That's the other thing I forgot. They also, at Heritage, are auctioning off, and as I said when I posted about it, who's got money? Oh, no, you don't. The original cover painting to Turtles 8.
Really?
Kevin Eastman gave it to Richard Corbin as a thank you because Renette was inspired by a Richard Corbin girl. And now that Richard Corbin has died, they're auctioning it off. And it's going for like $80,000.
Okay, well, I have a very happy inner 30-year-old Dave Sim going, no way. That is so cool. I hope Kevin has the same reaction. That was very nice of him to give it to Richard Corbin.
Well, there's also, I got an email today. There's a Kevin Eastman original painting. It's a cover of a human ninja. So it's a jungle setting. There's a bunch of enemies coming out of the jungle, and in the foreground is a human ninja hiding behind a tree, and it's a bare-chested guy with a sword and a turtle's mask. And that also got given to Richard Corbin, and I'm just like, I don't know what kind of relationship they had, but it must have been real fun to be Richard Corbin getting original Kevin Eastman paintings in the mail, going, oh, that's nice, and then like setting it aside and going back to work.
Yeah, it's Richard Corbin loomed much larger in Kevin Eastman's life than Kevin Eastman did in Richard Corbin's life, but I'm sure he had no idea that. Well, if you're concerned about the widow and how she's going to do when you're not there to provide for her, turns out that the really enthusiastic, bushy-tailed kid from New England, that's going to be a major part of that somewhere up ahead, which is another thing that we never quite know. Okay, I'm going to have to take a break for my last prayer time, and then we're coming back for Michael R. of Easton, Pennsylvania, and Steve Peters.
Okay.
Talk to you in a few minutes.
Okay, that works. Bye.